Alright, John, I have your 84 scale. Revell, or Revell, I always called it Revell, but it's probably Revell. Firefighter boat model finished up. For those of you used to seeing lighted videos, you might be disappointed on this one, but then again, hopefully you'll appreciate the fact of this boat, how cool it turned out. I'm going to have to, since it is a boat, most of y'all might get seasick, so I'm going to have to hold the camera to be able to get this in picture. So the jarring around is me unscrewing the little tripod. So anyway, John, here's remember I told you it kind of looked like it got wet on the way here. There's the directions. You can see how yellow they look. And you get inside where I guess, I don't know why that was so much more yellow, but as I marked those directions as I go. Quite a bit in this thing, putting this together. Told you it would be quite a few hours involved with it, so I'm going to include this instruction sheet just in case something comes loose on the way shipping it to you. You have the instructions, at least maybe to be able to identify the part. But we'll start in the front here. The decals that came with it were so old, and I guess where they'd been wet, they just fell apart. So I made new firefighter decals for it. Labeled it across the, and excuse me for my terms, here on the side, and on the port side? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, on this side, on the driver's side, as we call it, if it's a car. But anyway, on the left side of the boat, on the wheelhouse as well, and then went above and beyond a little bit. The picture that you sent me, that guy is if you want to call it a professional modeler, but anyway, does a lot of 3D etching and printing and all type of things to make different parts and stuff for his models. But I did add the little chain type rail around the top of this. He had a real chain, evidently he had printed 3D small chain type setup. I think he said he printed it in the wheelhouse and all the cabin area and everything. So anyway, that one's going to look a little bit different obviously than this one does. But I did go ahead and put some cable around your life raft or your lifeboat, and then on the other side there's a small motorboat. It's set up the same way. We'll get around to that in just a second. These, I think maybe they call these, I'm going to call it a water cannon. That's not what they call it. Monitors, maybe? Is each one of them called a monitor? Anyway, again, sorry. Those are supposed to move and rotate and everything in the directions, but obviously they're going to fall apart if we do that. Now these cannons, the water nozzles, they can be adjusted. Let's move this one. It's a little bit better angle so I can adjust it. They can be adjusted up and down a little bit. You can hear them click to lock in place. Just be very careful when you do it. Hold the base of the monitor or water cannon, whatever you want to call it, before you adjust it. If you don't, it's just going to pull off and break. Like I said, I don't know if it's just the age of the plastic or what, but some of it was kind of brittle. And like I said, I did have some problems with some of it. I did paint these brass, these hose covers. So those look pretty good. I don't know what you call those, but anyway, probably something that maybe the rope ties to or something. Again, sorry, I'm not much of a boat person. Let's see what else. These lights do pivot here on the sides. They do move. You can see those. What else? All these ladders and everything had to be painted. This is a real treat to build. I think I informed you of that. This thing here, this tower nozzle or whatever you want to call it, it also adjusts as well. You can see it, you can raise it straight up. So it does, and the stop's got like a little click stop set up to it. You can see it catching each one of its little stops. It will go all the way down and rest all the way to the bottom. I'm going to spin this around. It's probably going to come off the little stands, but yeah, there we go. Didn't glue it on there, so crash. We're sinking. Printed you out a little flag, two-sided flag, waving flag, put on the flagpole that's on here, flag staff. Labeled in the back as well, New York, or Firefighter of New York. A couple hoses glued to the deck. Kind of swing through this thing. Again, there you can see maybe your tower cannon thingamajob sprayer a little bit better. I also painted the little firefighter dudes. I don't know if you're going to use them or not. The one that we saw didn't have any on them on deck. But anyway, I went in and painted them. I'll throw those in with it. trying to see if there's anything else different. Oh, he had made another tower of some sort up on the top deck here, and had lines running from this to the other tower. That was something else he made specific for his boat. This one, the kit did not come with it, so we didn't have anything like that. I did go ahead and add the small, I guess it's like a radar type antenna there as well. So anyway, there's your other little motorboat there on the side. Again, the fake chain stuff, having it anchored over to the crane to lower it into the water if need be. So anyway, there you have it. Oh, one other thing. I did have to make a rudder for this thing. Out of all the parts in this boat, you remember when you ordered it, and I got it, I said the box has been opened, kind of torn open a little bit, and some of the parts were loose from the sprue, which that just happens anytime anyway. Brand new models can do that. But the only thing that was missing out of all the parts that goes into this thing was one of the rudders. One of these little jobs right here. Now, what I ended up having to do, the one on the right is the one I made. Tried to shape it and everything identical to the one on the left, which is the one that came with the model kit, the best I could. And, I mean, it's pretty much a little bit thicker than the original one. It's not noticeable. I don't think anyone would even notice it if I didn't point it out. But anyway, did the best I could with it, and that's kind of what we're stuck with. Like I said, obviously you don't want to spend another $75–80 just to get a model kit to get one little plastic piece out of it. So it turned out fine. So there you have it. It's finished up. Obviously you're going to have the video, and we'll talk about payment and everything else. Shipping this thing's going to be a beast. Hopefully I can get it up there without too much of it falling apart. So everything's glued as best as I could without making it look crazy. But everything is attached very well. So anyway, there you have it, John. Appreciate it. Sorry it took so long, and that's, I mean, for people that don't know, this has been a couple years, I guess, since we've talked about this, and we finally got it built for you. So it took a while to get it done, but I promised you it would get done. Didn't give you a couple dates and wasn't able to follow up with those dates, but anyway, I did get it finished up. So there you go. I think it turned out pretty nice. So I appreciate it, and like I said, once you see the video and everything, you shoot me an email, and we'll talk about payment and things. All right, John, thank you so much.